So I care a great deal about the potential for good. So I'm going to quote John Merrow, who worked at PBS NewsHour and is now at the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching out at Stanford. He said, quote, "Being a digital native is not the same as being a digital citizen. Young people have always needed ethical guidance and the security of rules and boundaries. In Western society in general, there seems to be a drifting away from the teaching of values. At the same time, we've often heard the arguments that tech platforms are content agnostic. Yet, as Denis Mukwege, Nobel Peace Laureate, said, silence is an enemy of the good and an enabler of evil." So my question, the third question is, do you and your organizations feel a responsibility for promoting the potential for good that the internet can provide, to teach values and not to remain agnostic about them? And if you do feel that, I can't believe you deny it here in front of everybody, how can you and we do more to make that happen? We'll start with Neil.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, some of the advice that you can get in our stores include how to raise a reader, how to engage technology together. So we're encouraging behaviors that are not just online but offline, and that's part of what we're training our retail workers to do, because I think we recognize from the research that we've done and the polling of parents and teenagers that there's a really very high level of concern about excessive use of technology as well as inappropriate use. And so I think as parents ourselves at AT&T, right, grandparents, and I have 3 kids, I think we're all concerned and can understand that there's a need for something that's not technological. That's part of the anecdote. And that's why our company is focusing on the in-person contact, the face-to-face contact between a parent, a caregiver, a retail worker, and a frontline worker. That the solution, while there are resources on a website, the solution is often just some face-to-face empathy and some conversation with someone who understands what you're going through.
Thank you. Jen?
Yep. So we have 2 ways right now that we're really focused on taking this responsibility seriously, because we do feel that we have a responsibility to have a safe environment on our platform and to help kids and teens build these important skills. So one, we have a digital literacy library. This is something new we launched in the fall. It is to provide educators specifically with lesson plans and those words and learning experiences to help young people learn how to critically engage, learn how to have a positive online experience. So that's something that I think is really important that we're putting out there. It's available worldwide in more than 40 languages right now, and we're continuing to add to that curriculum all of the time because it's so important for us to carry out this responsibility and to provide this for people to help inform young users. We also are involved with the PTA on digital family community events, and this is another way to engage and to inform and empower parents. We're putting on 200 events with the PTA across the country right now to focus on so many of these skills, and also how to prevent bullying and how to help your child with their digital reputation and deal with so many of these issues. It's a way for us to connect and engage with parents. And I think those are just 2 of the ways that we're really, as a platform and as a company, taking this responsibility and trying to put great stuff out there into the world to help prevent some of these issues.
Thank you. Karen?
So it's our largest philanthropic initiative. We're putting a lot of resources behind this. For everything that is on that wheel behind us is the reason why we have been supporting first No Bully, but now the Power of Zero. We also support other organizations that are helping to get the word out to children, like World's Largest Lesson, that is helping children learn about the Sustainable Development Goals and what they can do to act against the goals, to be part of making 2030 a reality. We know, and a little bit to the question before, we know that parents are most interested in raising good people, more so than having the best math scores. Children, however, think that parents are more interested in having them bring home good math skills or good math scores or spelling. So I think we're at a ripe opportunity right now where parents are thirsty for this information, where the combination of the power here and other places that we can begin to make, hopefully, a dent in raising good citizens.
Yeah, it's so funny when you're saying this. I'm thinking of what my wife told me my father-in-law used to say to her when she brought home a report card. She is still very smart, and she got A's in so many things, but she got a C in conduct. And he said, I'm not interested in how smart you are. I'm interested in your behavior. Now, how few of us save our highest praise for conduct, one of your C's, and values? That's an interesting challenge. Jacqueline.
Couple of things. So in terms of resources and materials for parents, for educators, for other adults, that's all on our website. We've got everything from how to identify misinformation and hate speech and sexting and bullying and harassment, you name it, it's all there. Microsoft.com, little commercial, /saferonline. And for our website for digital civility, Microsoft.com /digital civility. To your specific point, Louis, about values, we're trying to bring that forth with this campaign for digital civility. We've also launched what we call our Digital Civility Challenge. It might sound old-fashioned, it might sound kind of trite, but it's really core, and it is resonating with the youth that I mentioned. So it just has 4 basic principles for life online, and that's what we're asking everyone to pledge to. And that is respect differences, pause before replying, treat others as you would like to be treated, and if it's safe and prudent to do so, stand up for yourself and for others online. So those are just 4 things. It's not everything one needs to do online, but it's, I believe, a healthy start. So everyone can go online, take that pledge, tell us on social media that you're agreeing to live by those 4 basic tenets.
Thank you. Cornelius.
It's interesting, Jackie, that there is actually this kind of discussion that values old-fashioned, right? But I believe actually one thing, we're here today because we all believe in values. I work in this organization because I believe in values. And the voices of the children that we listen to, I believe they believe in values. We've listened to the voices of children. We regularly do these polls and feedback from children around Safe Internet Day or the End Violence in School. We did recently, there was a children's manifesto, that actually a youth manifesto that was done by children in South Africa. And the 2 values they would like to promote are respect and kindness, right? And you know, when children says respect, they say it in a different way with a bomb fist, okay? How do we transfer that respect that they are talking about, okay? They believe in respect onto the internet and kindness. So both their offline and their online world come together. And for this, actually, we believe that, again, as you have said, Jackie, we have to pause, teach children to pause before the post, before the click, right? The like or dislike. They forget, you know, that it's also part of their world. Imagine the situation. Children are still evolving in their ability to make logical decisions. And we must actually teach them to value respect, kindness, empathy, tolerance, and build it into their DNA, right? So in their online interaction, it's part of their lives. One of the things actually, again, we would like to see, and children bring home information to their parents. They interact. And we feel that if we target the schools in most countries, right, the children may take home the information and the parents may bring the information into the schools. So for us, again, the voices of children are saying respect and kindness, and we believe if we work with the schools, actually, we can be able to bring this.